A very good morning to one and all present here. Let us begin this interdisciplinary workshop with the famous quotes. The best teachers are those who show you where to look but don't tell you what to see. Now, I invite our HOD, Dr. A. Narmada ma'am, deliver the welcome address and the introduction of our chief guest.
Thank you, Mom. Very good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of Department of Management Studies, TB Jain College, Chennai, I extended warm welcome all of you to the sixth day interdisciplinary workshop on the topic Emerging Best Teaching Practices. I feel extremely honorable to introduce our chief guest, Dr. S. Anuradha, Assistant Professor and HOD, TRBCC Hindu College, Chennai. She has good experience in both teaching and corporate. She completed her doctorate in management studies, Mother Teresa University, Kodaikanal. She organized various programs for the students and the teaching faculties. She also prepared the students for the challenging state test and fostered their leadership and problem solving skills. She published plenty of research articles national and international level. She also acted as a coordinator of co-curricular activities in gender self. I am very grateful to Dr. S. Anuradha ma'am for accepting our invitation and making her presence here. Thank you so much, ma'am. Once again, I welcome you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite the most honorable personality of this morning, Dr. S. Anuradha ma'am, Associate Professor and HOD, BBA Department, D or BCC Hindu College, Chennai, to take and hand the topic Emerging Best Teaching Practices.
Good morning to all. I'm Dr. S. Anugada, Assistant Professor and HOD of BBA Department, DRC in the college. It's given me an immense pleasure to join with you all today to our faculty fraternity. So it's the webinar, in the name of Building Skills and Knowledge for Being a Good Technology Professionals. So the webinar is an apt topic, successfully is going on and organized by DP Jain Management. It's a trending topic and need topic for the faculty members. And I'm very happy to be a resource person on this wonderful platform. I especially thank Department of Management Studies, Secretary of DP Jain College, Principal, and a Professor in charge for giving me an opportunities as a resource persons on a prestigious institution. Shall I present the screen now?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, shall I present, ma'am?
Oh, just a second.
Okay, okay.
Are we able to disable this?
Yes, ma'am.
So my topic is on emerging best teaching practices. It's a booming topic. Now we are in the 21st century. Teachers, we yet to be learn best teaching practices because you have been a very good teachers. fraternities, and you will all done your innovative methods on a unique methods on a teachings. Even though we have to brush up ourselves, what are the new methodology it has been coming on teachings, and every year we have to brush up our things and spark some. So this session's going to be spark some innovative teachings on your mind. I think so. So let's start our sessions with those teaching practices. Who was the 21st century teachers? These 21st century teachers look forward to the future. They were aware of ever-changing trends and technologies and are in tune with what the future brings to education. So traditional teachers, you would have been know, in Indian cultures, so much of transformation in teachers being started from curriculum to today's we are being transformed to the online teachings, online teaching methodologies. So it's a very revolutionary of transformations in the teaching things of it. And we on the COVID-19 pandemic situation, we got so much of massive changes in Indian education sectors. And as professors, we need futures 21st century teachers to be a future oriented. They've expected the students are expecting in that way, future oriented. What is future oriented teachers? They have to know the technology. So they have to be very well known the technology tools, bringing out the career opportunities for the students. They have to be coming as to what are the advocating the plannings according to the right behind learnings of students. So traditional teachers are being the way of skeptical learning should be gained, and textbooks and chart and blackboards should be adopted in a traditional text. It's been, it is revoluted and it become now they need at career opportunities need as teachers. They need a desire oriented teachers. They need an equip oriented teachers and creative oriented teachers they've been expecting and inspire oriented teachers they've been expecting. It's on today's 21st century. So students and teachers interactions is um, it has also been a collaborative way teachers they've been expecting. So we have to be adaptive according to the technologies as well as the uh, environments of the social. So we need to update ourselves according to the adult way of traveling. So what are the adults have been traveling out? We have to adopt on that way. So adults is going on in the Instagrams. We also have to be learn it out what they've been doing out in the Instagrams, and or what we have to also adopt the WhatsApps that adults have been traveling out the WhatsApps. We are also sending out a note to the WhatsApps. So we should not hesitate out stating that legit out that and have to change according to the way now. So this is the 21st century's teachers to be there. And next part is what is the objectives of teaching. So even though the 21st century teachers, we have to be very specific on our basic things of what is the objectives of our teaching methodologies. So basic things it will not be overcome. So some of the basic things we have to cover it out. Like that, if your subject has been given to you on the academic or a syllabus has been given to you in academic, you have to prepare a syllabus plan stating that how many hours have to be handy for this unit. Why says you have to prepare a syllabus plan and how many assignments can be given out. What is the how many projects can be given, how many hours and can be given for the case studies. So like why you have to schedule it, so plan it. So before setting out going for the classrooms interactions with the students, you have to set all those things on your mind. So whether it is a subject or whether it is a course oriented, so you have to determine the planning of syllabus plans. Based upon the syllabus plans, you have to travel it out. If you plan it out, the syllabus plans be easy for you to travel it out in the teaching practices. The next is learners' characteristics. We have to analyze out the learners' characteristics in the sense of learning capabilities of the students. How the students have been learning capabilities, how what kind of knowledge they have, what standards what kind of what method they need the learning capabilities. All those things has to be analyzed, whether they can able to understand our slang, pronunciation, and what language we have to speak it out. Whether everything has to be analyzed on the learner characteristics. On the point of the student's perspective, we have to be analyzed. So the age, experience, all those things will be calculated on the learner characteristics. And then next is organize the content with logical example. You have to frame the content here. You have to frame the content as per the NAC itself has determined the content how to be framed out for your programming method. Programming outcome, programming specific outcome, course of outcome, and all it has been derived, it has been determined in a NAC. So in that way, you have to make a content of your subjects. Right? Daily, that way you have to give out outcome to the students and deliver the lecture. Deliver the lecture is more innovative way. I'll come next slides and also how to deliver the lectures in most interesting and innovative way to the students. So that is the next is evaluate the learner performances, test as well as the quiz method, objective methods, runners. So how do we have to assess the students part of it? This is the evaluating. So learners evaluating learners' performance is very important to know how the students' sides of. So students how they been got deep knowledge exposures through our lectures can be derived to only the learners evaluating. Without evaluating it, it will not come to stating out the end that students are got the knowledge, and so that we cannot able to determine over without evaluating the learner. So compulsory after the unit one or somewhat monthly once you want to do out some test. It just only make out the perfectness among the students. So compulsory you have to follow the test or a quiz or an objective access. In I recently I saw in IIM of Bangalore. We have been conducting a test in descriptive manners as per the University of Madras syllabus. But I've seen in IIM question paper, you also would have been observed in WhatsApp. Right? So if it is just please mention in the WhatsApp chat statement that you also check out. So the question itself from the question it has been mentioned in question paper in IIM was from the following lectures 1 to 35, you have to frame out the questions from each lectures. 5 questions you have to frame it out. And for the 5 questions, you have to detailedly answer it. 5 questions should be detailedly answered. So in that way, from lecture 1 to lecture 30, you have to take out the questions in a depth way and you have to answer it out in a depth. So in that way, they're giving out the test in a unique way by IA. So in this model, the students automatically learn each lecture units of whether it will be in IIM it is recorded video. Students automatically learn out each lectures very keenly and take out the questions from that lectures, and then they'll also study well and write the examinations. So this part it make out a learner's performance. It is in this way also the learner's performance can be had. It's a unique way of testing. So this is one, and then feedback. Last, we have to get the feedback. Without getting a feedback, we cannot able to modify ourselves on the teaching practice. By getting out of feedback, only we can able to improve ourselves. Even though you embarrassing situations by getting out of feedback, don't worry about it. So it will be the situation may cause you, and it definitely makes you to uplift your teaching methodology. So get the feedback whether it be positive or negative. If it is a positive, we'll be very much happy. If negative, we will change it up. Negativeness only make out the limit ourselves. So this is the objectives of our teaching methodology. This is the basics things you have to keep on a mind while you go for a teaching practices or a professional teaching. You have to set your minds in that in this way. Whether the 21st century teacher, whether the traditional teacher, who whatever innovative teacher, I mean, so whatever it may be there. But the objectives of teaching technology methodology is the same. It will not be changed whether the course of service. Okay. Next. I've already told learning and the objectives of teaching technology analyze about the learner's characteristics. So learner's characteristics is the second point over there in the objectives of teaching technology. So here we're going to see about the 4 learning styles of the students. First one is visual learning. So some of the students will like out visually, mostly we also. We will also be graphical presentation or a visual presentation. You would have been seeing it out, will automatically arise with post presentation. So it's the meaningful symbol. The visual learners will be more. Some students may be auditorial learners. Auditorial learners are most successful. So here are informations, reading and informations. So hopefully, students also is there in the classrooms, and both reading and writing learning students also will be. So students who best in reading and writing demonstrate a long learning preference. So the students will prefer it more, but we have to prefer those students together. And holistic learning, it is the hands-on training, where projects will even delegate more active way they participate in participate in that projects, and they will be more active. This way of students would have also you've been observed. So there is a 4 learning styles is there. The students have to be divided in a classroom. You have to divide the students who are all the visual learners, who are all the auditory learners, who are all the reading learners. So based on their interest, let them give it to them itself. To visual learning students itself, the present the presentations. So hopefully reading students, give them the books and make them to read it out loud. So you have to analyze these 4 learning skills of the students, or lectures in the 4 way, or writing practice and knowledge to apply steps. This is also based new teacher who are within a 1 week or 2 weeks, you have to analyze those things, and then only they will be very much interactive oriented in the classrooms. While the first day or second day, if you call out the names, how they will be very happy. That way, if you've been analyzed, you have to analyze in the classroom also. You have to analyze which are the students who are being overactive, which are the students are being very much interested in the creative presentations, which are the students has been visually computer system oriented development students, system oriented students, which are the students have been organizing the well equipped, organizing so much of programs oriented interested students. You have to analyze it and you have to make it out a record, and then only you have to focus on the lectures. Next is, I'm audible. I'm audible to all because Narmada ma'am, I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am, but voice is not clear, ma'am.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Okay.
If it is not clearly, it comes out at that time. Narmada ma'am, please ensure me to check out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
Sure.
now, okay. Next is we'll move on to the teaching practices. Teaching practices. These 10 points you have to be on a mind of. While you enter, after the analyze of the learning things are learners capable, and content you've been framed out, syllabus plans will be done it out, all those things you're going to be lecture out now. While lecturing out, the 10 points you have to be on a mind, maintain a good communication skill. So in a stuff oriented, you have to stand inside the classrooms, you have to be good communication. So without a good communication, we could not stand in front of the students in a confidence way. So you have to be very good communication, whatever maybe the language, whether it is a Tamil or English, but there should be a good communication skills. Should be maintained adequacy in a classroom, and getting a student's engagement. Students' engagement part and all. The next slide. On next slides, how the students' engagement can be done. And next slide is, don't be rigid over there in the classes always. Make the classroom so humor. While you delivering a content or a concept, continuously don't make it out to deliver the lectures. You have to be humor wise as giving out some jokes to the students related to the concepts. It will be more interactive, and the students also will be wish to listen out the sessions well. And act, if any students been doing out among practices, if any students have been distractions over there in the classes and is not listening out, you have to act. Don't react. Don't react in the sense of don't be tensed and shout it, and it doesn't all make the students more and I know what it's more tense oriented over there in the environment of classrooms. So you have to be act only. Don't react. If they become a rude and be more aggressive, if you've been tensed and shouted. So you have to be act only if there's distraction students or malpractice students were there in the classes. And next is, be clear and precise in your instructions. Once you enter into the classrooms, you have to be very clear in your instructions. If you're going for the examination or whether it is a classrooms you're going entering in, you have to be very clear on your instructions. So there is a class will be there for half an hour. Don't you have to maintain that complete silence, and then you can have a question sessions. That way the instructions can be given. You can have a chat with us after the half an hour only. So what is the rules you have made it out? You would have also made it out the rules in the classrooms to be followed. Definitely you have to make out the rules. Without the rules, rules has to be set out. The classroom management will not be effective. So you have to maintain rules in the classrooms. So while you enter the class itself, you have to dictate the rules. So this is what I'm expecting it from you. If this minutes only I will have a session. After that, this is what I'm expecting it, and all you have to derive it out to the deliver it out to the students. Next these two all the units of lessons, the time it will get waste off, the syllabus we could not able to complete it out on time. So don't think in that way. You have to give a room to the individual learnings. Definitely, if you give a into give a time to for individual learnings only, we will they will get a depth knowledges, depth learning aptitudes. So we have to give an individual learning, to give a break to them, make them to make them to go to the library, make give out the books or magazines, business magazines or some odd magazines, give out to them related to the subject, and make them to collect the information. So that and all, it will be a depth knowledge on the concepts. If you provide in that way, definitely, even our lectures also, the retention of the students minds of the concept will be less, while they itself individually learned it, their retention of the students knowledge will be more. So compared to that lecture, there is a depth individual learning. It's give us more power to the students. So give a room to the individual learning, and give a positive feedback. uh, give out an assignment and all, put an excellent, not a problem. So good, give an appreciation and give a recognition. They'll expect more, and lifelong they will have that. So give a positive feedback. If they've done it in a good work of assignment, in front of everyone in the class, make them proud of it. They will again they will do it, and based on that, so much of followers also will come on the student side. So be positive, don't be negative or feedback. You can take, but it should be point to point. In front of all the students, you cannot be negative feedback. So it should be in a point to point. And don't give a punishment individually. Punishment should be in a common punishments. Okay, I'll check it. One second. So now it will be clear. Without earphone, I'm talking out.
Yes, ma'am.
No need of earphone, I think so. So that means okay. So then positive feedback only, they'll expect the students' mind to be motivated. Involve students in decision making. So decision making, make them to organize the programs, make them to take out the classes, students taking out the classes, one-to-one classes. Yes, we can allow it. So why our decision making powers, consult with them and arrange according to that certificate courses, consult and make a decision making, and consult with them, arrange the value added programs for the beneficiaries. While we consult with them only, we'll come to know what they've been expecting it from us actually. So make an association in a classrooms, and with an association you can derive out so many decision making by the leaders. The leaders bring out the so much of decision making and empowerment to the department as well as the for the students. So decision making can be done by the students make them involved. Use peer learning. Peer learning. Yes, we and all are studied as a group study in those days. Nowadays, the group studies has to be encouraged out among the students fraternity. Use as peer learning. So once the peer learning, it will groom the students well. Then the students leaders in each group can be maintained. So through the students leaders, the peer learning approaches can be made it out. So the easily they will be user friendly, like now we've been user friendly with the techie of Google. They've been pure learning also is a user friendly way. They've been learning out so many concepts from the friendly manners. So use pure learnings. And next is love our subject or jobs. We have to love our subjects. Our subjects been updating our daily manner. We have to also be each day have to learn a lot and then deliver the students. Once you love your subject and your jobs, definitely we'll do it. So these are the 10 teaching practices has to be maintained in our classrooms. So good communication, students engagement on a creative way, use humors like a jokes parts, can deliver to the students, and act, don't react it. You have to be only acted, don't react. You should not be overreacted. The overreacted cause stress for us also. And they've been taking an advantage for the students' times, it's been taking advantage. So be clear on phrases in your instruction. While you go inside the classroom itself, you have to be very clear on your instructions. And then give a room to individual learning. Let them also learn themselves. So today's they've been learning so many portals are there to learning themselves itself, like Swayam, Moodles, and Google certificate courses. So today's learning it is individual learnings only, self learnings only. More and more self learning was developed through the online education. So give a space to that and positive feedback. Give a positive feedback and make a students to decision making and use a pure learning concepts. Group studies, encourage the group studies. They'll be very friendly manners, learn the concept easily. So this is the and love your subject. This is the practice. Next, we move on to the innovative teaching. Innovative teaching. So teaching practices, we have seen it out. So we have to do a teaching in a more innovative manner. So that's what they've been expecting it in the 21st century teachers. So any kind of teaching which is just address creativities and applies to the method and content can be seen as an innovative teaching. So innovative teaching means how to be there, ma'am. We have to develop globally competitive learners, not state level competitive learners, national level learners, globally competitive learners. We have to develop it. Create lifelong learners. Help maintain the motivate to learn. So encourage deeper learning to surface learning. So so you all also method of teaching in innovative way. Could you please tell me what are the innovative teaching methodology you will follow in your classrooms? So everybody would have been follow the innovative teaching methodologies. What kind of methodology do you all follows in your classrooms? Furtherly, I'll tell you what are the ways now they've been utilizing in innovative teaching. And could you please, audience, can you tell what are the innovative teaching methodologies you have followed in the core colleges? Or you have done it in the colleges? Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what are the innovative teachings can be practiced out in the colleges. So develop PPT. So yes, PowerPoint presentation will do it. Then
Madam, case study learning.
case study learning, a group discussion.
A group discussion.
Hmm. Then
I'll give them a particular topic regarding what to be done, and I'll just tell them to justify why they have taken such a decision.
okay, good, good. You're given a topic to them, and they will make them to justify it. Yes. Next,
And give multiple choice questions in subject.
multiple choice. Yes, definitely. They have been expecting it. Nowadays, we can able to give out the objective oriented to through online.
Yes.
Yes, we have to give a multiple choice of questions. Yes. Okay. Okay. Innovative teaching. Yes, definitely. You all doing it, but it have to be in added crown. I'm also giving out some of the examples today through the innovative teachings to you all. How we can depthly make them to learn it out. So innovative teaching, it is you have to make a depth learning. It's such a lifelong. They should not forget the concept, even though they become a 40 or 50. They should not forget the concept. In that way, you have to teach is called the innovative teaching, deeper learning, and globally we are making out a future oriented competitive students. That is way called the innovative teacher. We all teach or educate. We all teach or educate. Tell me. We all teach the students or educate the students.
We have to educate them.
Educate. Yes, definitely. Then teaching, we have to educate them is the must. Okay. Now I come to the innovative teaching method. This is the main course content of best teaching practices of today. The recent concepts only I'm covering out. It is classroom management. First of all, we have to do a classroom management on innovative teaching methodology. Like once you enter the classrooms, mostly first bench students only. So many students will need a first bench. So what I've made it. This has been a complete problem year wise. It has been coming out in my classes. Ma'am, I need a first bench. I need a second bench. Only the first 2-3 benches will be. We will concentrate. They thought they've been asking out. I'll sit in the second bench. I'll sit in the first bench. So and then I'll made it out the seating arrangement in a different way, like an anti-clockwise. Let them everybody in the first and second benches only. So anti-clockwise, I made the seating arrangement in a classroom. Let it be like this. There is no last bench itself. I made it out, and it's worked out. It's worked out in a well man, the classroom management. So you can also try it out. Flexible seating arrangement in a classrooms. Not only anti-clockwise. You can have conferences manners, roundtable conferences manners, teachings, and sometimes. So this teaching arrangement is a basic one. Why we start out the innovative teaching methodology and lead. Tell them I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. You have to lead it. That is called the lead. Guide them and make them to practice according to your rules. What you have framed the rules, they have to follow it. The rules you have to give an instructions correctly before starting any of the activities or any of the things you're going to start. Give out 5 minutes for the rules to dictate it. Become a practice for the students. Okay, the ma'am is coming out. This is the practice of her. Let them ready with that. So automatically they'll be ready with that. Engage. So students engagement part of it. So what are the by seeing the highs itself, these teachers can identify out the students, whether the students are engaged with us or not. Yes, experienced faculty members definitely by seeing the highs of the students and the body movement. Nowadays, we could not able to see the body movement and all those things to be online. But in a classrooms, definitely we can able to identify whether the students are being engaged with us or not. So this has to be, and then technologies. Nowadays, technology support is needed while do a teaching like a PowerPoint, like a video presentations, smart board. Definitely, with the management support, compute, Wi-Fi, we need it. With the supports, we have to take out the innovative. With this classroom management only, we have to start taking out the innovative teaching method. So in that innovative teaching methodology, nowadays they've been following about flipped classrooms. Flipped classroom. What is flipped classrooms? You would have been heard this concept. Flipped concept. Traditionally, teachers interact, students take a note, students follow guided instruction, teachers give assessments, students have a homework. This is what traditionally they've been followed out. But now flipped is a different way. We will, or before the day itself, we have been sending out a video of the subjects, or post or books website. We've been sending out to the students. Prepare it well. Next day in a classroom, we will have a conversation on the concept and get a connection to the you have to come up with your content. This is the one of the method we've been following nowadays. Flipped classrooms. Flipped classrooms means students have to go through the concept day before and then come to the classes on the next day to have a interaction session. Then only the interaction will be there. Otherwise, the interaction will not be there on the concept. So this methodology nowadays it is following by the teachers fraternity. So flipped classrooms methods, the reversed way of traditional number. It has been a reverse. So students have to do a homework and teachers given assessments. So there's been a reverse. Students follow guided the instructions. Students take a notes. Teachers instructs. Last only we going to be instruct. Till that the students have to prepare all the content and then come to the classrooms. So this is the flipped classrooms. Next is web depth of knowledge. Next concept is web depth of knowledge. This is one more thing that has been familiar nowadays. I'll show the this one. Web depth of knowledge. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. There is a 4 levels or they in a web depth of knowledge. Level 1 it is simple one. It is arranged. We all normally do the lectures. That is a specific concept will deliver, and they're going to be study it. The students going to be study that concept, and then answer for the test or university examination. That is called the level 1. And level 2 it is. The students going to apply the skills. What have we been communicating the concept? They're going to apply it. So the cause and effect and relationship going to be compare it out and distinguish it. So they were expecting in that way, applying it. Why this concept is like this? How we are getting out this answer. So lab oriented things, instrumental oriented way, or we have been sending to the industrial visit. We have been taking out to the industrial visit after the we have production paper. It has been taught to them, and then we taking them to the industrial visit. This is the service area. This is the sales area. This is the marketing area. We have been showing it out. That is where they compare the students' theoretical way of lectures and been comparing with the industrial visit way of comparing. So this is the level 2 learning. Level 3 learning, it is a strategic thinking. So there'll be it'll be uh, like an internship oriented, we can say. We can make internship. We have delivered the concept, make them to work over there and getting out complex. What are the complex they've been getting out through the works? So they've been practicing out. So this is the level 3 strategic thinking may develop over there, the level 3 only. So they develop a more kind of logical things over there in the concept, hypothetical way of things of questions may come of the strategy level 3. So planning over processing over there the level 3. And level 4 is the sense of making more real world of applications in new situations. They itself making out a new programming. The computer students, if you thought it, and they itself they can do out a designing out, and they itself bring out a new kind of programmings, new apps. So this kind of extended thinking. So level 4 is give out the extended thinking. So then we teach, they've been explored more. So then we teach, they've been explored more in that concept by extended thinking of it, making it so real world application, new situations, new kind of answers, approaches. This is all the level 4. So this is the web depth of knowledge. Is nowadays the 4 way of depth knowledge is being trying by the teachers fraternity. So the first method is only a recall method. Only whatever we are delivering the concept, let them learn it, and then they will recall it in the university examination, get the pass marks over there. This is the level. Level 2 is like skill oriented. Okay, and try. Okay, like this only it will be there. The concept we've been viewing out the real industrial outlook of it, and here the getting out into the practice manner. Level 3 strategic thinking, where it will come only they've practiced out the concept. Level 4 extended than this, what can be done, what can be extended on this concept than this. So like an author, they'll think it out in the level 4 manner. This is what the web depth knowledge. In that way, we have to deliver the concept, one concept with an examples, as well as the real world. What is the real world oriented? The concept is called develop, and what can be the concept can be added out. In that way, you have to web depth knowledge up to it. Next is summative assessment. Okay. Summative assessment and formative assessment. There are 2 assessment been following it out in the teaching, innovative teaching methodologies. Formative helps the students learn and practices. Summative assess students' performance by giving out learning. It's an assessments of skill or test or evaluate a student learning and the instructions. Standard benchmark will be there. Based on the standard benchmark, like 40 marks is a pass mark for us. In that way, we will have a standard benchmark for our students for the 100. So based on that, we'll have a maintain a assessment on student learning. Your formative, it is monitor student performing. So it's formative, it is a strength and weakness and targets of the students. We have to make them to a SWOT analysis and getting out the feedback from the students. The formative assessment has been practiced out now. So at the end of the concept delivered, we have to collect from what as the question answer sessions to the students, and what are the gap they've been not learned. It was been covered out in the formative methodology. So no need to wait for the test and make them to come to know about the summative methodology. So overall the portions is over, we'll do out the summative assessment, but formative it is overall the portions, overall the unit, overall the session is over, we'll do the summative. But here it is make them to find out the gap, and immediately once the concept has been given, make them the question out, and what approach they've understood the concept, what way we have to deliver it, we have to plan it in the formative. Next is project-based learning. Project-based learning is definitely you have to use in innovative by actively engaging a real world and personally meaningful project. You have to bring it out. Project-based learning only it has been possible. So project-based learning and experimental learning, you all know, hands-on giving an experience. So case studies, all those things you all know very well. So next is reciprocal teaching. Reciprocal teaching in the sense, questions from the information, question answer session is called the reciprocals. So clarifying the doubts, what is implied on the text, make a connections to your prior knowledge. So reciprocals teaching strategy has to be followed while you deliver your lecture, clarify the concepts. So question generation, make out a question generation, make them to summarize it, make them to clarify it. Next, tomorrow's class is full of the reciprocal teaching only. What and all have been covered, it has been summarized by you. You have to ask the question, you have to clarify it, and you have to predict. In that way, you have to allocate a half an hour or a class for the reciprocal teaching. So these are the next is inquiry-based learnings. So interaction should be there, engaging and delivering in a media. In a media basis, nowadays being YouTubes we are sending out, subject-wise YouTubes we have been sending out, subject-wise notes we have been sending out through the WhatsApp. So open-minded way of learning, it is called the inquiry-based learning. So inquiry-based learning is designed as an accessible, relevant, and curiosity devices to justify inquiries. So it should be after the interactions, after the clarification, the question sessions, they have to design it, the concept, in what way they understand it. That is called the inquiry-based learning. So you have to design it and curiosity. So then only for example, if you're taking out an advertisement, they have to make an advertisement as a project and come on tomorrow's classes. So then only what kind of creativity they'll be utilizing the concept, and they're take a newspapers and make out advertisement for their products with the taglines, with the brand names, all those things, and bring it out on tomorrow. So this is inquiry-based learnings. Give out the activities in a chart or somewhat, and come to know, or otherwise in a note itself, make them to design it, mind mapping it. Let the mind mapping also can utilize in inquiry-based. Let the mind map it. You'll come to know whether they understand it or not. It's an inquiry-based learning. Blended learning. Blended learning, it is a classroom training plus e-learning together. Traditional method as well as e-learning together, we have to teach in that's what today's online classes all has been blended learning. Interdisciplinary teaching, it is our subject has been combined with the computer. Our subject has been combined with the law, economics. In that way, give out a projects to them. It will come out in a very nice way. Interdisciplinary teaching. learning a single subject make out a multiple subject. Our students can also study out the Python. Even commerce and management students are really interested to study out a Python. Yes, can study. Interdisciplinary teaching can be given to the students. Other departments lectures can come and deliver over here. It will be more interesting way for the students nowadays, interdisciplinary teaching. They may thought e-commerce would be done only by the way of computer students. E-commerce platform cannot be done by the management and commerce students. But it's not like that. They may thought it. The students may thought it. While we give out the classes of website development, that's all. E-commerce can be developed by the even BB or BCom students also. So interdisciplinary teaching, it is must nowadays. With the combination only in everywhere the industries has been running, we also implement in the classrooms interdisciplinary teachings. Not only focus on subjects, all the others department lectures to give out some area related to that concept, how will be applicable in the world. Next is service learning. Also, it has been very famous nowadays. Students has been outside the communities, like an EVS paper, it was there. Make the park and make a cleaning arrangement over there in the park, and they can learn they can learn so many things of it by giving out the community social learnings, or make them to go to the health sectors. Nowadays, health sectors has been without manpower, it has been suffering a lot. So all sectors been have to be communicating. Social learnings can be developed over there. So the service learning model method is also real world problems can be addressed out through the experimental. So they itself can decision making out. Make students to go and utilize the merchants. Make them to go to the merchant's place, shopkeeper place, and make a survey about the whether they have consumer awareness, what are the consumer rights. So consumer behaviors, make a survey, make them awareness on the service learning model. Also, you can make it out in the marketing paper at all. So this method also, it has been innovative teaching. And mnemonics, it is also in a memory way of this is in a memory way we can make our students like a connections. Mnemonic can be developed. First words can be remembered. It's a playful way you can do out teaching in a mnemonic. Like a first words could be PEMDAS. So parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division can be remembered in that way. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So in that way you can remember the first words, the automatic words it make up. So concept can be remembered in this way also. It can be fun way you can teach it out to the students. So these are the innovative teaching methodologies. So what are the flipped and traditional classrooms, web depth knowledge, and formative and summative way methods? Once the portion is over, you're going to have a test, or before portions, you have a test and then proceed the formative method. And then start out the course is called the formative method. And reciprocal, more questions have been answered. Inquiry, it is giving out once concepts is over, giving out the work to them and complete it and come. And then we move on to the next is called the inquiry based learning. So these are the learning methodologies of innovative way you can give out to the students. Trendy terminologies and teaching methodologies is called these are the methodologies now. Next is nowadays students' perception and preference of online class in India. This is, you all should know, your because the online class is going on. How what kind of perception among the students you can come to know. Based on that, you can plan it now. That's for the academic. Like with communication, WhatsApp is more expecting by students than email. Preserved devices, smartphone is more than the laptop. Source of net for the students, mobile data, it is more from survey than the Wi-Fi. Online class formats, students are preferring a recorded classes, 54.40. This is the survey is from India. It is a survey from the students part of it, and I'm delivering it here. So live online classes record 27.04%. They were expecting it. So next is nature of course material, video content, way they've been expecting it. With the reading material way also they're expecting. First preference has been given to the video content plus reading material. Next preference only the reading material. Third preference is only the video content. Nature of video content, PowerPoint is more influences than the PowerPoint and whiteboard have the more influences. Course instructors can ask the students' preference is weekly twice they've asked, but we cannot live out weekly twice in the classes. We have to take out all the class. So they're asking out, but their preference is weekly twice classes they needed. How much time for the online classes they're expecting it? 2 to 4 hours only they're expecting it. This is the first preference. So this is the students' perception and preference of online class in India. And what kind of platform they've been very much interested? Zoom, it is more 81.4%. They're utilizing the Zoom platforms in education sector. Google Classroom is 18.5%. Cisco WebEx is 17.1%. Skype is 15.7%. Google Meet is 11.5%. Apart from this, the technologies we are using is Google Duo, YouTube, Moodle, Jitsi, Microsoft Teams, WhatsApp. So these are the platforms we've been using now. Teaching technologies in teaching. It is e-learning to m-learning. It has been make out changes over there. And Moodle is one of the free online learning management systems, or LMS. Creating an online sites is in user-friendly manners. Is one of the sites. You can use it out. It's for the education purpose. The Moodle is there. Then MindMister is a mind mapping. Creating a map. You itself create a mind map, edit it, share a mind mapping among the students. Your ideas, your structures, or your flow charts of ideas through the MindMisters. And OpenCast technologies can be used out to do a video management, and you record your video through the OpenCast. And Wikis, you all know, is a collaborative tool that allows students. Wiki page can be created for the concept students, or everybody can be modify and contribute in open editing systems. Multiple users can utilize through the wikis. And 3D virtual reality for the classroom sections for the science subject has been very much nowadays. 3D virtual reality. 3D virtual realities, you can the students may think like a classroom itself. So in that way, the teaching technologies is being utilizing in some of the university. I've seen it. Podcast, you can record out the podcast in Google. Also, podcast is there. You can record your audios and in a recorded audio digital. This is podcast is a digital audio file made available on the internet, downloaded by the students. Is a learning English for English subjects and all to learn out a vocabulary. Podcast is very much useful. And Classmaster is one of the, like a Google Classroom. Classmaster is one of the portal. We can utilize it. We can give out a test in a Classmaster. It's super app in a Classmaster. Kahoot is one of the app. You can create a quiz make an students and more interactive way of teaching with the code L or a link will be there or a code will be there. You can everybody can answer it. So the scoring immediately it will be shown on Kahoot app. Slide share, everyone knows that slide share how they helping out us. So these are the technologies in teaching fraternities. You can utilize this kind of apart from Google Classrooms, Google Meet, Google Duo, I think this kind of Google Drive, this kind of technologies also you can use. So you have to macro cognitive strategy you have to follow. Everything you have to think, the big thinking should be there. So big thinking and brain processing, teachers should guide the learners to become a big thinking. Only the metacognition is a psychological term. So only the metacognition being there, the students clarity they will draw. Otherwise, the students will be without clarity if they've drawn it. See the difference of metacognition. This is a strategies of big thinking. Everything we have to make metacognitive way. We have to think it out. Make the students also to think it out. A brain processing way. So teachers has to guide them. Lecture delivery. So kindly back for 5 more minutes. I'll finish it off the session. Only the 5 more minutes, please. Lecture delivery can be a speak. These are the points you have to keep it on mind while delivering a lecture. Voice strength, gestures. While standing in a classroom, the gestures has to be main focused. Body movement and speed of speech and varieties, pronunciation. Enunciation is it's nothing but a clarity of speaking out. And strength. Most of the learnings through the sight only, through the high contacts only, they're expecting it. 13% through the hearing. So learnings, most of they're expecting to the sights. Qualities of good teachers. The ZOR should be there for the good teachers, definitely. Confidence should be there. Life experience, you should have a life experience to share with the students, like industries experience, like tourism experience, whatever it is, life conceptual experience, you have to share with the students. Once you experience more is there. Motivation, counseling, mentoring quality should be there. Planning on organization, professionalism should be there. Patience, continuous learning, boundary should be made among the students and you. Definitely, whatever maybe you've been interactive also, you have to make a boundary and then only you have to be. So classrooms, adolescent, we are dealing with the adults and students. We have to concentrate adolescent well-being. So now a pandemic situation. So the students are being the quarantine stress maybe there through their growth, age factor, and their hormones imbalance, emotional balance. Friends, there is a loneliness they may among them, and there is no infrastructure facilities for some of the students. Techie knowledge should not be adopted by some of the students. Financial background may be low. So you have to think all those things for adults on while taking out lectures. Concern among the students, and we should not be anger way oriented to the adolescent. If you have been anger, that will be a risky for classroom management. So this way the students may speak it out. So adolescent management has to be there. So successes of online classes, make it out a structure, interactive, flexibilities, infrastructures, all the infrastructures has to be there. And technical skill supports, communication skill support should be there. And motivation, readiness, and discipline, focus should be there, follow should be there. This is the success of the online class. So with this Abdul Kalam quotes, I'm closing out the sessions of today. Teaching is a very noble profession that shapes the character, caliber, and futures of an individual. If people remember us as a good teacher, that be the biggest honor for all the teacher faculties. This has been stated by the APJ Abdul Kalam. So thank you one and all for listening very patiently to me for my presentation. Thank you one and all for joining out the session. I think this sessions will give out a spark of some innovative teaching methodology among yours. Thank you.
Yeah, very useful presentation, very clear presentation. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you very much, ma'am. Your speech
you,
was
thank
very informative. Now
Thank
I
you.
invite Professor G. Anbalakan Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to all. It's my honor and privilege to be called upon to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of Department of Management Studies, DB Jain College, Chennai, I would like to extend my gratitude to our management, trust member, Professor in charge, Dr. M. Shaktivel Murugan, Principal, Dr. C. Murugesan, Head of the Department, Dr. Narmada, and other faculty members for their continued support and guidance in organizing this function. Next, my heartfelt thanks to Dr. S. Anuradha, Associate Professor, Head of HOD BBA Department, DRBCCC College, Hindu College, Chennai, for accepting our invite and grace with us this occasion. Thank you, madam, for your motivational and inspirational speech. Once again, thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.